What's up, everybody? This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We're doing three ways to create more income and assets in 2017. And why is this important? Because many of you are seeing the results of our election even before that. The past 8 years, the years before that, anything that happened after NAFTA, many of you can agree with me that America, what income levels you need to be successful are different. A lot of people aren't honest with you when they say, well, yeah, we're middle class, we're doing just fine. If they don't own a business, if they don't own rentals, if they don't have a massive stock portfolio, they're not doing fine. And this isn't a thing to insult them or at all. This is just being honest with each other and being honest with everyone here about what middle class really is and how you can get there. So we can always say, hey, Erica, I need more income, I need more assets. What can I do? And a lot of people sometimes overlook intellectual property. Why? Because not many of us are songwriters, artists, book writers, many of the things that we can do. But people never realize you can buy royalties on various sites. So another thing, there are so many niches out there that there's a great possibility for you to go out there and really hone your craft, grow your audience, and enjoy your life. And here's some examples, right? I'm just going to talk about the first way, right? So three smart ways. The first way is creating videos, creating a blog, and in turn, creating items to sell, such as t-shirts, books, those type of things. Now, how do you do that? You say, well, Erica, of course, I got to build an audience, right? I got to build a platform for people to see me. Well, many of you are no men, no brothers, no cousins who are like geniuses when it comes to sports. Geniuses, right? Could talk on a podcast for 3 hours every day about sports, about a specific thing about sports, and could make his own little niche out of that. Because you're working in the field of your expertise. Now, what's the field of expertise? Something you feel comfortable talking about, something you feel like you can contribute to people, something you feel like you know, right? So, examples. I'm going to give these 4 examples, right? You have guns, fitness, the president. Whether I'm kind of making fun, but I know a guy who's making a pro Trump site and an anti-Trump website. And the funny thing about it is he knows what he's doing. I mean, and he's not even the main contributor. He has people who are anonymously contributing to his blog and contributing t-shirt ideals and different things like that. So it's super interesting when you get the opportunity. Just that one guy is going to make so much money on both sides that it's going to be super interesting. So I think Esther's getting ready to come on, but think about that just for 1 second. If you said, hey, my friend made a pro-President Trump website and an anti-Trump website, think about the least 10 t-shirt ideals you could throw on there. Think about 10 books people could write on there. Think about 10. I mean, there's so many different ways they could market both sites that there are people out there doing that. Now, everything they could produce is going to be intellectual property. It is going to be what we would consider like you're fired. Donald Trump's "you're fired" is his phrase. He's probably somewhere trademarked it, trademarked a website, trademarked all kind of things on that, right? You probably couldn't produce a shirt without getting in trouble. But there's many ways outside of just t-shirts. So hold on, you guys. Welcome to the show, Esther L. of Urban Asset Protection. Esther, are you ready to come on the show today?
I am ready. How you doing?
Good. I only been talking a little bit, and I started telling them, 3 ways to create income and hard assets this year. And I was talking about, we're starting one simple way would be videos, blogs, and t-shirts, right? And I was telling about a friend I know, and he's like super conservative black guy, but he's starting a pro-Trump site and an anti-Trump site at the same time. And he's got people contributing to both, making t-shirt ideals, and it's kind of funny, but I realize what he's doing, and I'm like, he'll make plenty of money the next couple of years off silly t-shirts, silly sayings, bumper stickers, and like little wristband things he's doing. And that's just an example what I was giving of intellectual property that, he didn't go in a factory and make it, but on paper, he owns those ideals. On paper, he owns those t-shirt ideals. And it's just an example. But I was saying you were going to come on and give other examples so we could, have a balance of the ideals.
Well, that's a good point too. a lot of small business owners don't understand that their team, the collective ideas, when they have a staff meeting every week or every day, et cetera, these processes and the way that people do things can be constituted as intellectual property as well. So when they contribute to everything that they're doing and they make it a point to move forward, write those things down. Get these softwares, these databases, these customer service relationship management tools all in place so that the new, fast, concise way of doing something can move you forward, can make it happen. So that was my point.
Another example I was going to give is when people talk about, Erica, I want a side hustle or I want to work a second job. And I go, some people have a great ideal that, slow and steady businesses are the way to go. I know a friend, he has a contracting company, similar to the way I've set up mine, where he made a little operating book, standard operating proceedings. And when you work for him, even if it's part-time, you have to sign a contract. It's a non-computable clause for 6 months. You won't take his tactics, his ideals, his skills, or any of his list of clients because they're his what? Technically, like he came up with that.
You cut out.
Did I cut out? Can you hear me now?
Just a hot second. Yeah, you said they're his what?
They're his intellectual property because he has a list of clients. He has a list of standard operating procedures. He has a logo. He has the way he has a script written for how you call people and set up appointments, all that stuff. That's his property.
Right.
And so even in this next couple of years, let's say when I talk about lawn care, people go, Erica, well, how can I know the guys are going to pay me? I'm like, a lot of people are moving towards debit cards because if they give you cash, or they might want to hold their cash because people really hate giving cash. If you come to the door and you have a swipe machine and your guy's truck have been out to this many houses and there should be this many swipes, there's plenty of ways to track those type of things and hire somebody so it's not you physically having to go out and do all the services. But it's just, that was just an example. But go ahead, Esther. Did you have any examples you want to add to it?
That was the main thing that I wanted to speak on, was that concept. And then making sure that if you don't have a straight process, if you don't have anything that's, straight, keeping it closely guarded. Keep your NDA together, keep all of these things together and make it a point to have, and so an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, and having all of these between your employees, making sure that your employees, if you have trade secrets, because I was reading about a trade secret and I thought that trade secrets were published somewhere, but they're just internal documents and they're clearly marked trade secrets. So you can operate like a business you could operate like Microsoft or all of these huge companies on a lower level. You know what I'm saying? So you can emulate their processes too. So if you have especially people who are not so much in service business, but product, delivering products, if you're in that concept, what you can do is you can just make sure that you get it together and you have it clearly marked, and you have all your, if you have the way that you create nail polish or the way that certain ingredients that you bake cookies, don't have those things all the way out. Make sure that they're up somewhere, and those are constituted as intellectual property as well. So just making sure that you're just making sure that you're available.
Yeah, a lot of times I was going to originally name this video Create and Deliver because I keep using Andre as an example, but every day he'll post pictures of different t-shirts. And the key is a lot of people have the same ideals, or, somebody sees something on an infomercial and go, I had that ideal. Oh man, I thought of that, but they don't act on them. So this video isn't just about, oh, I wrote down and brainstormed like Erica told me to, like 10 ideals. Acting on them. A domain name, if it's on special or sale, is like $1 or $2.99 from GoDaddy. Buying domain names or sitting on an ideal and thinking on it is taking 10 times more action than a lot of people. There are many ways that, let's say you bought 20 domain names and you just decide not to do anything with them. Some people are turning around and selling those domain names on websites like flipper.com, like FLIPPA.com, and many other sites. Same thing when I was talking the other day about buy, biz, sell. I think someone asked me about that today. That's a site where people have businesses they're trying to sell. Actual intellectual property they're trying to sell. They're trying to sell you not only the whole business, how to run the business, and their clients. So there's many ways to create more income this year, make more income, and show off the skills that you have acquired, right? And so I'm going to jump over real quick to kind of, because I see the comments getting really big. So while
What are
Esther's on,
people saying? What are people saying?
okay, I got Von Switzerland. I'm sorry, Switzerberg something. Your name is German. I'm so sorry.
Von S.
Yeah, Von S. It's a smiley face. Mike B, 28, money coming and going. That's true. Jeff Daniel. Hey, I got approved for a non-personal guarantee line of credit from Fleet Core. Good, Jeff. Took me about 2 weeks, but I got it. Great.
How much, Jeff? How much?
It says Jeff, looks like Jeff said $500.
That's good. No, and it's no
That's
PG.
good.
No PG.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep writing. I got a ton. Harlem World King. Hey Ma, Queen E is on. My favorite girl. You're the best E. Thanks. Jazz B. We both have three first names. That's the funny part. So look at Esther taking credit. You see that? So Jazz B. Fleet Core, have you been in business long? Jeff tells him no. Jeff just searched. They start with $500 line. Jazz B, how long have you been in business? I just got my LLC and Dunn's number. Good, Jazz B.
Oh, congratulations.
Jeff Daniels said he's been in business for a year. He just got his Dunn's number January 10th. They didn't ask for any verification of income or anything. Very true, Jeff. Mike B, 28, NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Okay, I'm going down. Southern California, flipper.com. No, F like flip, and then another PA.com. Bo's News. Hey, just checking in. Hi, Erica. Hey, hey, Bo. You guys definitely send your questions below. If you have any of me and Esther about intellectual property, 3 ways you decide this year on making more income and buying more assets. I've been noticing a lot of people talk about Erica, tax liens. Tax liens is just a vehicle. It's just an opportunity to put your money somewhere where your money is making money for you, and you have the opportunity at the end of the year to possibly get a property. But at the end of the year, you're getting 3% to 18%, depending on the state, depending on the county, and money back. So I've been getting a lot of questions about that lately. Again, hit the consult button. We can talk about this. Another way to protect your intellectual property. Esther, you do trust, right?
I do. Another way to protect your property is actually putting your property in any type of entity, whether it's a partnership. Well, partnerships I wouldn't really advise, but corporations, LLCs, trusts, foundations, those type of things.
A Trump foundation or a Clinton foundation? Which one?
Which one did I think was still alive?
I think both are still alive and kicking. Seriously, though.
No, there was one I thought was dead. I mean, the one I thought that was alive, but he wasn't.
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
You thought Steve Jobs was alive.
Steve Jobs Trust. That's what is it? Oh no, that's not the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation.
No, that's not. That's the different one. But I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs Trust, people are drawing money from it right now. I'm going to read over. Jeff Daniels said, I'm looking to start a car hauling business. I do deliveries now, mainly deliveries of flowers and gift baskets. So to give you guys an ideal, right now, I don't know if you can find it online right now, but right here in Austin, Texas, the airport is so busy. Uber and Lyft left, and it kind of created a vacuum, which it would happens, right? And there is shuttle companies who are for zero money down, letting you get a shuttle van, and kind of the promise of making $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Here's what I would tell someone to do: go over there, get that 0% down shuttle van, and then get the routes, because they also have routes available to working with different hotels. I would have 2 young college people who are strong backs working for me for about $12 to $15 an hour, driving people back and forth all day at the airport. Because once I do the math on taxes, I'll get back in tax incentives. I'll still make $50,000 to $80,000 a year, even if let's say I drove the first part of the day and let the other kid drive the second half of the day. That van would be working all night long. It would have money going. And that's just an example of a way to start a business that's a part-time business, a way to have a company, and your startup costs are almost zero, except for, if you just want to drive it yourself till you're tired in the afternoon and not pay employees, you could do that. But the more smarter thing is to start with employees.
Right. And having an Uber service, is the concept of Uber is that they're allowing you, most people are just working it wrong. They're just working it to the point of
pocket change.
Well, it's just them. You know, they're solo and they're driving and they're getting burned out and they're working Lyft. And I noticed, like, I kind of switched from Uber to Lyft because of the simple fact that it was just crazy. The energy, people are so burned out, they're so irritated, they're, you know, because Uber has this concept that if you get 128 rides, you get a $700 bonus. So basically, people are like, they'll cancel on you sometimes, and just the energy is so crazy. But Lyft, they pay their people more. But Lyft and Uber, they have the capability, if you're a business owner, you can get an Uber line or an Uber fleet, and you can get a Lyft fleet, you know, and you can get 10, 12 cars. You can hire people under the same umbrella of Uber, so you can have your own taxi service. But that's how you're alleviating pressure.
I was going to say 2 points on that. I know some Moroccans here who are, I thought they were light-skinned black people, and they got in the car and I started hearing that Moroccan rap music. I'm like,
they are light-skinned black people.
They are black people, but it's kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, is that Moroccan rap? He's like, how do you know? I'm like, I rode in the car with a couple of y'all. I know a Moroccan when I see one. Mm-hmm. And he just thought it was so interesting but they all have black town cars. Like a guy just bought a bunch of black town cars from the auction, and then from actually a taxi company that went out of business. And then he has them all working the different apps underneath him. So just more than Uber does the fleet, another one does it as well. The second part I was going to say that Gary Vee talks about when he called, he was telling his dad, call all these Russians, call all these, Russian friends of yours who've had taxi cab businesses in California for 20 years. They're about to go out of business. And all of them were like laughing in his face, like, an app that will put me out of business? That's ridiculous. He says now, years later, $1 million businesses are no more, right? Unless they adapted and grew with what was the changes that were happening. So I'm going to answer this one over here. Southern California says, I'm buying a foreclosed home and turning it into an assisted living facility.
Nice. How many rooms?
Nice. How many rooms, Southern California? I'm waiting for him to respond. There's a 20-second delay behind our video. But assisted living is huge, right. House hacking. Somebody today was talking about the rich aren't really rich. She drove to a really big house. It looked like a little mini mansion to deliver food. Couldn't have found out every single door had a name on it and a lock, mm-hmm. like apartment. Mm-hmm. And she was just so surprised. But the thing is, people have been doing that for a long time. I know a house that's in this one neighborhood looks like it's $1 million house, and it's actually a boarding house. And there's about 11 dudes living in this 5-bedroom house.
And you're like, well, how much is the rent on that?
I think the rent is like $400. I talked to one dude. He said it was like $450. He said it used to be $550. So I'm like, whoo, that's a lot of people in one house. But it is a very big house that overlooks, like, some mountainous areas in Austin, the hill country, whatever we want to call it. Southern California said it's 4 rooms into the assisted living place. I know you got to make sure those doorways are big for those beds, for wheelchairs.
Well, 2 people then how much is he charging per, is he accepting insurance? Like and you know what? He could have did this before. The main question is this his first time?
Southern California, I know you can hear Esther at the same time as we do this video, but have you done this before? What are your plans on this? Free Kanye West says in the United Kingdom they do that a lot.
Wait, his name is Free Kanye West from the mental institution. And you just let that slip by. Free Kanye West, like his name was Jeremiah. Anyway.
Free Kanye West has been commenting on this channel for a while, and I appreciate all the comments. Free Kanye West.
It's just a normal name. Where you live at again?
Texas. I think Free Kanye West is overseas, honestly.
Oh, in the UK, apparently. He's stuck over there.
Well, here's the deal on this too. I mean, a lot of times the reason so I was watching Mr. Real Estate. God, I forgot his name. Young black guy, used to sell drugs, and now he's a real estate mogul. But he was talking about credit, dude. He was like the reason. He's like, everybody run around to I got a 730 credit score. He said, well, what you doing with it? Are you making it make you more money? Are you getting income off of it? You know, a lot of times I laugh because I'm like, people have to start somewhere, right? And if you can get them the business credit, and I had a client I talked to today that talked to you, so we'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
we actually have 3 of them. But you have the
We have to
business
talk
credit.
about. We got to talk about 3 clients, or what you
Well, I'll
say?
tell you about it later. We'll talk
Okay.
about it later.
No problem.
So if you got a $70,000 credit card and you get the income off of it, now you got 2 or 3 rental properties. You were in a better position than just saying, everybody, look, I got a $70,000 credit card. I'm gonna have all these points. I'm gonna be flying. You gotta use things that work to create you more income in a sensible way. So there's some more somebody has day bay. I don't know about that. What about vegan meals on wheels for the elderly? That's a niche, dude. You're gonna have a lot of these, like Tesla. Tesla was making all those cars, right? And people started counseling. Most time people think, well, the people that are really rich buying Teslas are going to be rich, wealthy businessmen. Some of them people are very liberal and they made their money in business too. So you're going to have older people who are like, I want to eat well and there's not many options for me. So there is always space in the marketplace for vegan meals on wheels. Free Kanye West says, not assisted living, but shared accommodation where they turn a huge house into several apartments. And he says,
Oh,
yes, he's in the UK. LOL. So he must be laughing at you laughing at his name.
yeah. I mean, free Kanye West. Just like, come on, Jeremiah. The way you read it, I'm not laughing at you. Put the name of free Kanye West. Can we ask him what Kanye needs to be freed from, though? Because he's out of the mental institution.
He can hear you. Just the same way you're talking to me now, he can hear you. All things Natty Jean, Jay, Mr. Real Estate. Yeah, Build Wealth, Jay, Mr. Real Estate, Harlem World, Jay Morrison. Yes, Jay Morrison is his name. But that's the key. Jay Morrison, what made me find like listen to Jay Morrison, take him seriously, is he was talking about being the lord of your land. And I kind of giggled, but he had a fourplex and some little white kids that lived in one of the rooms were like, oh my God, the landlord's here. And here he come pulling up this 27-year-old black kid in his Escalade and his hat, And he said that was a great feeling. That was a great feeling of coming up to this apartment, this fourplex he owned. And then, it depends on how you buy and how you get in. But yeah, I like Jay Morrison. And he was even talking about the other day, he was like, how do you level up? He was like, you got these football players coming in NFL and they got $1 million. And somebody, advisors tell them, oh, you just put it in mutual funds for 3%, or you put it in the bank for 3%, or you do this thing for 3%. He said, they're not teaching them that you should put that money in real estate and get you 17% to 22% returns, which is true, right, Esther?
I don't know.
If you had $1 million, Esther, out of the 4 things you could put it in, mutual funds, the bank, some just bank certificates, or some real estate, where are you going with that money?
Well, I would diversify. So 3 things that you named weren't diversified. They were all paper-based assets. So right. I would add a 5th class, which would be derivatives. I would definitely put some money in derivatives, and then, of course, the real estate.
I'll be buying up land. They'd be like, where are you going that? Just buying it for now. Mind your business. No. Mike B, real estate. Thank you, Mike B, 28. I mean, the end of the day, Esther's rolling from the way I'm reading these names. I ain't messing with her. There's a guy called Bo's News. So
I know Bo's News.
Okay.
But the way you read it is okay, that's normal. Hi, Kate.
Yeah. Hey guys. JSB says derivatives. Now you gotta go into derivatives. You done started that train. You gotta finish it out.
Oh, that's okay. We'll get the book Derivatives for Dummies.
Are we gonna do it right now? Are you gonna talk about it right now?
No, absolutely not.
Jazz B, we'll talk about derivatives another day, but I will save it. We'll book note it. Build Wealth. Love your video on $5,000 auction. I will buy cheap houses at auction and eventually rent them out. So there was a house. It's similar to the way Esther did hers. It was a house in a low income area, and they were selling it for $5,000. And I did a video in front of the house. The house was like 1940s, and the city was given, I think, a $10,000 money because they knew the house was so old. You'd have to do some special things to it, right? And the lady that did it barely did much to it, but our family helped clean it out and do whatnot. So I did a whole video on that, working in front of the front yard. The house was big enough that she could have built 2 more houses on the other side of the land. Like the house was over here, 1940s, that craftsman style, but she could have went on this side of the land where she owned over here and some extra and built 2 more houses. And that was her whole point, because the old people that had it before, They just had a bunch of farm. They literally had rows of collard greens still growing before they left the house. And I was like, y'all could have did something with this. So D bloke, these football players normally don't the financial knowledge to invest money. I think he said don't have. So D bloke, with many people know, is football players are required to mandatorily go to these financial ed classes. They have like 6 weeks of classes. It's more like 2 weeks now, but it's 2 weeks of classes they have to go to. And like when they first do the Columbine, they first start signing them contracts before they even start working out. They got to go to these classes, and they offer them assistance. They offer them people to help them, financial advisors. But here's the thing: you've got kids who are 18 years, 23. What is it? 21 to start now in the NFL. 21 years old. They're not listening. They see a bunch of white guys. They don't know them, or some older dudes. They're like, I want somebody that looks like me, that's near where I lived, and sometimes they just don't listen. But they are offered that, and they are given 2 weeks of, hey, this is your retirement. Here's the pension you're available to. So, Jasby, LOL. Okay, sorry, Jasby, about derivatives. Courtney Milton, hey, Erica.
What is he mad about? What was he mad about?
He probably wanted to do the derivatives conversation. Courtney Middleton.
Ask him. What is his derivative question? Sorry, it's Jasby. You know how you.
Jasby.
Okay.
Okay. Courtney Middleton. Hi, Erica. Finally able to join the convo. I just purchased the consult. Can't wait to talk. Is it really possible to get a tax deed property under 1K? Listen, when I talk to you about tax liens, you have to think outside of your state. Many people I talk to people from New York and California, and they go, girl, taxes are $10,000 out here. How do you get a tax lien for $1,000? You have to think about other cities, other states. There are parts of Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, where your taxes are $400 to $1,000. So you don't pay, but you ain't really that concerned because it's $400 to $3,000, right? We're doing a range here. And now you're delinquent. So now, which we'll talk about in the call, now somebody can come and purchase your tax lien, and you have to pay. You have to pay, or you have to let that house up in a year. So, but we can go so far in that. Your next move, D Haas Media and Marketing says, what are derivatives? There you go, starting that mess. Free Kanye West says, I've purchased community serving businesses.
Sounds like a circus conversation. Derivatives, free Kanye.
I know. That's a whole nother conversation. Free Kanye West says, I've purchased community serving businesses like gas stations, dry cleaners, etc. Mike B28 says, derivatives are often backed by stocks. They can be manipulated. Good point. Tam Wiggins. Hey, guys. Hey, Tam Wiggins. Say hey, Esther.
Hi, Tam. I got a good friend. Her last name is Asker. Are you related to Tony?
You hear that, Tam? Are you related to Tony? Courtney Middleton. I know you've mentioned a few times you can get tax liens for $100 and up, but tax deed property, is that common to buy between 1 to 3K for those just starting off? It depends on where you want to invest, Courtney. We'll talk about that more in the consult because we'll go into a whole nother video here. Kay Brooks, I watched Credit Suite by Ty Crandall and Tasha Douglas get 50K info today. Oh my gosh.
I love Ty Crandall.
So I love those are two great groups of people. And I think they do well in what they do. Esther does well in business lines of credit. Sometimes if you're on the phone with me and consults, I'll even say, hey, I have a partner who works well in business lines of credit. We can work together on some things, and she's going to give you a call, right? So some of you who've already purchased consults, that. Courtney Milton, thanks, hon, you're the best. Thank you. Kay Brooks, how do you get credit with no guarantee? That's a whole video series, Kay Brooks.
Yeah, that's a consult.
Okay. We'll be in the rabbit hole for 20 minutes trying to do the steps. It'll be about 20 steps.
How long have we been on the show?
Oh gosh, how long have we been talking, you guys? Let me go over here and look at the time. Hold on. We've been going for about 29 minutes now.
All right.
So it's not too crazy, not too far off the train tracks. Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions about creating income this year and getting assets? All Things Natty Jean says, I just built my Shopify store. How can I create traffic? Is Facebook ads the best way? Esther, that's you, girl. That's Facebook ads is you.
Tell her I give a 15-minute consult. She can call me. I'll talk about the Facebook ads.
So All Things Natty, Esther L's really great on Facebook ads. So me and Esther have two opposing views. Oh, thank you. The light finally came back on. Sorry about that, you guys. My light's on a setter timer. So I think hammer one social media area and just go ham, right? If you've got t-shirts, if you got things with pictures, I would hammer Instagram or Facebook. And because they actually, Facebook owns Instagram now, you know, there you go. So, where is it at? Where is it at? Free Kanye West. Make that your next live stream then. What's the next live stream? Tell me about it. Tam Wiggins, no. Jeff Daniels, yes. Jeff Daniel, give me a second. Jeff Daniel typing. All Things Natty. Gene, tell me more. Mike B, help that sister out. Tam Wiggins, I'm married. I married the name. Okay. She doesn't know Tony Tone.
Oh, well, her husband might.
Her husband might. Tam Wiggins' husband might be a popular Wiggins. You know, Tony Tone, the guy from Tony Tone, or is that Ralph Sadiq? Ralph Sadiq has like 15 brothers and sisters. No, brothers and sisters.
Oh, okay. Raphael Sadiq. So then there's Dwayne Wiggins. Dwayne Wiggins is
the one you're talking about.
His studio's down the street from me, his nonprofit and stuff.
So Esther is in California, you guys. I am in Texas, Austin, Texas. I'll be doing a webinar tonight with Andre Hatchett, talking real estate. So let me see. I don't even know how to say this. It looks like Toot Trivia. 211. I don't even know what that is. How should I invest my tax return? We actually have a video on that, I think. What is it called? Don't waste your tax return, I thought.
Right. Rover is there.
Hush that noise. Hush that noise. Anyway, so tax return, again, we always say what works best for you. Now, I'll give the story example again because for time, I'll make it as short as possible. I used to work at H&R Block, had a lady come in 3 years in a row. First year took her $8,000 because she had 3 kids, got herself a $35,000 on her house, worked on it. Year later, rented it out, took her next tax return, got another house, $70,000 house. Next year after that, got a $100,000 house. So it's all about what is your game plan for your tax return? If you don't have a game plan, it'll just do whatever you normally do. What do you normally do when you get paid on Friday? Go eat dinner, go watch a movie with your spouse, go shop. You know, sometimes people just repeat those patterns just with more money. Up here.
Right.
Agree. Right. So Jeff Daniel says, starting a car hauling business, and I decided to wait 3 or 4 more months so I can get a better interest rate on the truck. Also got a family member to get me $6,000 MX to improve my score. So Jeff, you got a lot working on there. Maybe you should do a consult. But overall, Jeff, you should get the best interest rate for a truck, right? And now, again, like I talked about the airport, there's always companies out there trying to make money on equipment and vehicles. Jeff, if I were you, I'd open up the phone book wherever I am, the city I'm in, and I would look for people who do equipment leasing or equipment sales of bigger size trucks. That's what I would do. Because if you're talking about dualies are $45,000.
What is it?
And I know because a dually, you ever seen an F for a Dodge Ram, like 4,500, you know, or it's like ridiculously huge, but they call them dualies. They're in that kind of range where it can have a tow part on the back of it. That kind. They do them F-150s and Dodge. But basically, they start around $25,000 to $40,000. And it's really important if you want to be in the trucking industry to have one that has kind of flexibility. And 2, your E&O insurance, I'm just giving this away free today. E&O insurance is like $1,000 a month. But if you hire a driver to tow at night and he got all these traffic tickets, your E&O insurance could go up to $3,000 a month. So it's really important. You have to do the math. That's why a lot of guys who are truckers and then try to go the other way, you know, they can't always finance it if they don't have credit cards. I get a lot of calls from truckers, and I'm really serious, you guys. You gotta grab those business credit cards. So if your truck goes down or an accident happens, you can do this. So Mike B says 2 trivia should pay herself first, then pay her bills. Free Kanye West. Next stream should be how to get credit with no guarantee. Kanye West.
And we got plenty of those videos, buddy.
We got plenty. So me and Esther have a show that's been going on for almost 6 months now, and it's on another channel. So I guess we'd have to try to put it out here somewhere, the links for you guys to go over there. But we've actually done that video, how to get credit with no guarantee. Mike B, what time with Andre? It's 8 o'clock East Coast time. So I'm gonna wrap this up here somewhat shortly. Jeff Daniels, is this realistic to gain high credit limit in 3 to 4 months? Yes, Jeff Daniels. Just a little insider tip. I would always ask for a credit increase or apply for more credit after 90 days. That's just me. That's if you're being responsible with it. Tam Wiggins, he's the only child. Man, Tam Wiggins, he's not a cousin or nothing. So anyway, I know we're giving Tam Wiggins a hard time tonight, but thank you, Tam, for participating. Okay, Courtney Middleton, ladies, what can those in hot markets do for real estate leads, wholesale deals, etc.? I did my first wholesale deal last month, driving for dollars. Since haven't been able to find any dollar cents. All right, Courtney, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do you a free one. Since we're gonna talk on the phone, you already purchased. We're good. I would go get 100. That's right, you heard me. 100 bandit signs. 50 of them professionally did, 50 of them handwritten. And you put out 50 in a weekend. And you tell me how your next 3 weeks goes. Trust me. You'll get your phone ringing. And people are, oh, bandit signs suck. Well, it's either you do bandit signs or you do about $1,000 in direct mail. And the reason I say $1,000, because letters work better than postcards and people are in denial about it. Even Nasir, there's a guy who's in Charlotte. You guys might know him. Nasir does, he's originally from New Jersey, been in Charlotte now about 10 years. He does a minimum $200 a month. Daniel Wafy, that you guys have been seeing from flipping the Heartland. Well, him and his wife, they're both black. They're, yeah, yep. He was like, flip this house, but they were calling it flipping the Heartland. They were kind of giving it a different name. Okay. Him and his wife, they do a minimum $600 a month in direct mail. So if you don't want to do bandit signs, you got to do direct mail. If you don't want to do direct mail and you want to be a wholesaler, that's going to be really hard. You got to pick one or two and hammer it. So Jaspy say, I know that you really push unsecured credit, but I just started my LLC and I'd really like to make some moves. Is that horrible to get a secure line of credit until my business credit is established? What do you think, Esther? I know my answer I'm going to give, but go ahead, Esther.
Is it okay for him to use business credit? Say it again?
He says he knows that we really push unsecured credit, but he just started his LLC and he's ready to make some moves. Is it horrible to get secure line of credit until I get my business credit established?
I would ask these 3 things. What if I go to the bank and I use my social security number to get the line of credit? How long will it be before they take my line of credit and put it on my DUNS number? And how long do I have to personally secure it? You know, you always want to make sure that you... Can you tell Rover to be quiet?
Hush, sorry, I can't. That's my neighbor's dog. They're about to get popped.
Okay, some poison. Oh, I'm sorry, all the dog lovers out there.
This is Austin. You will go to jail.
Anyway, I would make sure that I had a contingency plan to get off of the line of credit. That's what I would make sure.
I like your answer. And here's my thing for Jaspy. Jaspy, if your personal credit is shining, if it's really, really shining, and depending on the bank, there's several banks I work with that you're giving that personal guarantee in the next 30 days, you can have 40 grand, right? 20,000 a line of credit, 20,000 in a business credit card. So I'm not always pushing unsecured. I'm just saying when you want to scale, at some point in scaling your business and making it separate from you, you know, you're gonna have to go into unsecured, but you can totally give a personal guarantee at some of the banks I work with. So Jaspy, if you want to do a consult, definitely do it. Talk about it. There's several ways to do it. There's a 30-day turnaround on some of these companies, and you using your personal credit and be just fine. Okay, 2 trivia. Mike for show. K Brooks, with Uber Lyft, do they pay you in cash? No, ma'am. They pay with their credit card. Esther is a Uber fanaciato. She loves Uber out in California.
Is what it's called? Fanaciato.
Fanaciato.
What does it mean? Fanaciato.
Made up word. Word.
You lying to me?
That's a made up word. It's a made up word.
I was about to go talk to the Spanish people across the street. Fanaciato.
Please do not use that word anywhere else. All right, free Kanye West. Didn't know you had 2 channels. You 2 had a co-channel. So it's not a co-channel. It's a channel on, what's his name? Yaz-B. What is his name?
His name is Dr. Aline Bay.
Dr. Aline Bay. We've done some shows on Dr. Aline Bay's show. Now I have a gun channel and a fitness channel, but those are just projects I'm working on. They're not ready for rollout. So.
Are you serious, you got a gun channel? What kind
I'm
of
just
gun?
no. Pew pew pew. You know, I got to talk about it. So Courtney Middleton, I'm finishing my MBA in about 6 months. I've been planning to get real estate license after. In your opinion, will the license help with getting foreclosed deals, short sales for flipping wholesale? Courtney, we don't talk about that in consult, but I would say no. That's just my personal. I think it's good if you get a license and you kind of experience that. I have friends who parents invest long term in buy and hold, and they keep their licenses just because they like going into houses themselves. They like being able to unlock the door and go with their like number and keep it moving. So Judith, her name is Judith Benjamin, or is it a man? I don't know. I think it's Judith. Judah. What is the small bank you said is good for secure business credit? I have no idea which small bank I said. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Did I say a small bank today, Esther?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Not today.
Maybe I've been saying it in my other videos. I don't remember. But a lot of small banks are good for secure credit. Like, I'll give you a little tip. There's a lot of banks. If you go in and put $1,000 on a CD, they give you a secure business credit card. There's about 10 banks I've like personally experienced where they're like, oh, you didn't qualify? No problem, girl. This was a couple years ago, but they were like, you just give us $1,000, $500 secure, and we'll make you have a secure business credit card. Because Wells Fargo got all this attention being secure business credit card, because people could Google that. See, this is my problem. I'm gonna say this again. When y'all have free information, when you go Google something, you only get half the stuff. So if you Google secure business credit card, I've had people come on this channel and argue me, Erica, there's only 4 banks that give secure business credit cards. It's BBVA, Compass, and Wells Fargo. And I'm looking at them about to bust my gut laughing because that's not true. The truth is any bank has that capability. They're just choosing to tell you what they want to tell you. And many of you have Googled something for free, and now you don't know what you're talking about. You're going up to bank and the bank like, what you talking about? I don't know. I'm just saying, if they ask you, Erica Williams told you, I ain't worried about it, because they know it's true. You go in your bank and carry yourself productively and talk about how serious you are about using their bank for business credit, and start saying, I didn't qualify. Is there any way possible that I could put $500 to $1,000 on a secure CD to get a business credit card with you guys? And watch what they say. I'm just going to leave it at that. Don't be going to Wells Fargo and Bank of America and mad because they don't give you FaceTime. Go in these small banks. They're willing to do deals. Oh, man, screen went up a bunch. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm coming back over. Okay, Courtney, LLR, thanks so much for your tip. Again, you're the best. Jazz B, I'm printing letters right now. Very expensive, time consuming, but we get calls. See, Jazz B knows. Okay, thank you. Yep, Jazz B is the, you do letters or you do bandit signs. It's your choice. Southern California, Esther.
Yes.
He said, how would one go about bringing Uber and Lyft to a city that doesn't have it?
That's kind of like a lobbying thing, it sounds like.
Southern California, I don't know. It depends on where you're at. I would actually go join your Chamber of Commerce and see if somebody else don't already have that ideal. And when I mean your Chamber of Commerce, I mean Esther is in like Oakland or somewhere out near Oakland. I would go join the Oakland Chamber of Commerce, and then I'd be asking everybody, "Oh, are we lobbying? Are we requesting Uber come to our city? Have anybody looked into that?" And just see, because you're surrounded in a room full of business owners. So, I mean, there's similar thinkers. So, let's see. Courtney Milton. Okay, thank you. You saved me from wasting my money. I don't know what that's about, but we'll talk about it in our consult. Harlem World King. E, ready to put that cap in somebody. E, the real estate gangster.
Right.
I'm like.
Wait. The way, okay, I just got to flip back to do you see, but it is nighttime out there. It's time for us to get off. You can't do the show in the house.
You're so, see, Esther be talking that smack, y'all. Oh, Esther.
Oh, my show. You, the big smack talker.
Let me see how much light we got here. Is this better light for y'all?
Well, we about to get off. I was just concerned.
We are about to get off.
It's actually very good light. It's a nice kitchen.
Tonight's kitchen, y'all. So anyway, we're about to get off, but again, I'm very mellow. I'm not very gangster at all. So
I'm not
Kanye West.
I'm not gangster at all.
Free Kanye West says, "LL Erica, funny as hell with that customer impersonations." Listen, you guys are just saying. Erica, if you get a FF, I will buy from you. Do you mean a gun distributor thing? You know, hey. All right. So look, you guys, Esther has things to do. I got to get ready for another show. I hope it's enough light in here. Hope it's good light. You guys have been amazing. Again, Esther L from Urban Asset Protection.
Woo!
Esther,
Free Kanye West.
Free Kanye West has earned his tips tonight. So Esther L, you can check her out at urbanassetprotection.com. You can always check me out at classysel.com. Again, when you're on the blog, subscribe to the blog, but you can also click on a consult from the blog. So you guys enjoy it. Oh, Esther, Free Kanye West said, "What's up, girl?"
What's up?
Harlem King World said, "Esther don't want to show us no love." So Esther, call out Harlem King World.
Harlem. I was just out there. I was just in Harlem. Don't even trip.
Max B said, "Thank you. Take that hot coat off in Texas. It is like winter tonight."
You
like,
see her outside?
Winter.
You trip.
I was outside with gloves, yo, gloves. Oh, Queen E, what is her website? Esther, say your website on here.
Oh, hi everybody. My website is urbanasset.net. And I'm on Facebook as Urban Asset Protection, or Facebook is Esther L. E.L. And I have a YouTube. Eric and I have shows together. I like Erica's people, so I'm just gonna, you know, stick with Erica's people.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm leaning in because this counter is so far. Jasby said, "Thank you, ladies." Jeff Daniels said, "Thank you. Thank you." Harlem World King. Yeah, I said, "Cause your gun show." Love you. You're the realest. Be safe, Queen. All right, Esther. Thank you for joining us. I'll try to put all the links below. You guys, do me a great favor. Share this. Make a comment below after it posts, because all these wonderful comments in the live chat don't go underneath, and people totally, get mad with me. They're like, "You need to read each question." And I'm like, trying to. So you guys, thank you for joining us tonight. Esther, talk to you later.
Peace, Queen.